The Salience Model. The Salience Model is a framework that can be used to identify stakeholders in a project. The Salience Model is based on the principle that stakeholders who are more salient or prominent are likely to have a greater influence on the project's success. Here are the steps that can be followed to identify stakeholders using the Salience Model. 1. Define the project. Start by defining the scope of the project and its objectives. This will help to identify the key stakeholders who are likely to be involved in the project. 2. Identify stakeholders. Review project documents and conduct stakeholder analysis to identify potential stakeholders. Use the Salience Model to identify the stakeholders who are most salient or prominent. 3. Determine stakeholders' interests. Determine the interests of each stakeholder by conducting interviews, focus groups, or surveys. Identify the stakeholders' needs, expectations, and concerns related to the project. 4. Determine stakeholders' level of influence. Determine the level of influence that each stakeholder has on the project. This can be based on factors such as their position, power, and resources. 5. Determine stakeholders' communication preferences. Determine the communication preferences of each stakeholder. This can be based on factors such as their language, culture, and communication style. 6. Document stakeholder information. Document the information gathered during the Salience Model in a stakeholder register. This should include the stakeholder's name, role, interest in the project, level of influence, and communication preferences. In conclusion, the Salience Model is a useful framework for identifying stakeholders in a project. By following these steps, project managers can identify stakeholders who are most salient or prominent, determine their interests, level of influence, and communication preferences, and develop strategies to engage and manage them effectively.